What is up, YouTube? In this video, we're going to be talking about the things that we absolutely hate about our Subaru Outback Wilderness. Now, we bought this car brand new from the dealership with 0 miles, and in just 18 months, we have put over 25,000 miles on this car. Now, we have taken this car on countless road trips, camping trips, overlanding trips, and while we do love this car a lot, this car is not perfect. So these are the things that we found that we absolutely hate about the Subaru Outback Wilderness after 25,000 miles. And if you haven't done so, we actually made a video on the things that we love about this car. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to watch that right after this video. Now, with that being said, let's get started with number one, and that is the infotainment system. Now, the infotainment system in this car looks absolutely gorgeous. It's got really nice, vibrant colors, really crisp, sharp colors. But the system in this car is super laggy. I'm talking about laggy to the point where it's almost unusable. Imagine having a touchscreen where you push a button and sometimes it takes 2 to 3 seconds to respond. It is just annoying to us. Literally, this is the worst feature of this car in our opinion, which sucks because, like I said, the screen looks great, but just functions really, really poorly. Now, what makes it even worse is that a lot of the things that you have to use while you're driving is integrated to the touchscreen. Now, I have never been a fan of car companies that put literally 99% of the functions on a touchscreen. To me, I think it's very unsafe. Imagine everything that you have to control while you're driving. You have to take your eyes off the road and look down at the screen, and then the screen is unresponsive. So for us, just having this car for the lifetime that we've had it, that has been the most annoying thing about this car. And we absolutely love this car, but we just hate the touchscreen so much, so much. So in terms of safety features, I think just integrating everything into a touchscreen is just unsafe. And the fact that it doesn't work properly, it's just, we absolutely hate the infotainment system just for those really big main reasons right there. It's even worse when you first start this car. The infotainment literally takes 5-6 seconds to respond. It is that bad. Super laggy, unresponsive, and to me that just makes it unsafe while you're driving and you have to look down. I actually did a review video on just the infotainment system alone. So if you guys want to see that video, I'll put a link of that video in the description below and you guys can watch that after this one. Now, number two would be the CVT transmission and the lack of a low gear crawl ratio. Now, in our opinion, these two things go hand in hand. The fact that it has a CVT transmission makes it so that it lacks a low gear ratio. And in our experience having this car while overlanding, while it works on all different terrain types, so when it's slippery, when you're in the sand, in the mud, in the snow, it works great in all those terrains. When you start getting into the technical things, it just lacks that low gear ratio to the point where you have to use momentum to get through certain obstacles. And they say when you use momentum, that's when you tend to break things while overlanding. Now, this car is not known to be a rock crawler or anything like that, but some trails we actually had to turn around because of a lack of a low gear ratio. The car is not known to be a rock crawler, not even close to being a rock crawler. The CVT tends to gear hunt, and not just on the highway, but also off-road. So on the highway, sometimes, say you're in the passing lane, you're trying to pass someone, you put your foot down a little bit, and it kind of takes a second for it to, find the right gear that you're trying to go on to pass this person. And when you're off-roading and you hit some technical aspects of the trail, it will lack that low gear ratio to the point where you only can use momentum to get through. And using momentum while you're off-roading is the reason why things break. So we tend not to use momentum at all. We've actually had to turn around just because we know that it lacks that low gear ratio, and it's tied to that CVT system in our opinion. So to us, just the CVT and lack of a low gear ratio for an outdoor off-road car, I feel like they could just put in a regular 6-speed transmission and this car would work a lot better, in our opinion. Now, some of you guys in the comments are telling me, oh, you just can't drive. You don't know how to drive. Listen, this is our daily driver. I take this car to work every day. And to us personally, it is just not worth breaking it over a terrain that we're going to have to go through twice, you know, going in, going out, and just risking breaking something. To us, it's just not worth it, but to each their own. Now, the car has been out for 2 years, the 2022 Subaru Outback Wilderness, and there have been reports of the CVT system failing for some people at around 60,000 miles. Now, the 25,000 miles that we've had this car so far, we haven't experienced any issues in terms of it braking or not working properly. It's just strictly on the lack of low gear ratio, and, you know, sometimes it gear hunts for us. That's it. I just had to say that because if you're in the market for a Subaru Outback Wilderness, do your research. Again, this car has been out for 2 years now, and those are the things that I'm finding, that people's CVT transmissions are failing on them at just 60,000 miles. Now, before we get to number 3, please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed to my channel yet. On this channel, we do a lot of overlanding content, camping content, and just travel content in general. We are just 50 subscribers away at the making of this video for reaching our first 1,000 subscribers. That is right, we're about at 950 subscribers. We are so close to hitting our first milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So if you watch my videos on a daily and you are not subscribed, just take a second, help your boy out grow this channel, hit that like button, leave a comment, and let's continue on with the next one. Now, number 3 on this list is the MPGs, our miles per gallon. Now, this car is rated for 22 in the city and 26 on the highway with a combined rating of 24 miles per gallon. But the lifetime that we've had this car, we have not come close to that. We were averaging around 18 to maybe 19 miles per gallon, and we've gotten as low as 13 miles per gallon. We have not done anything to this car. We have kept it bone stock, no lift, no more aggressive tires. The only thing that we did add is a cargo box on top of the roof, but other than that, we have not done anything to this car. On the highway, I drive pretty conservatively, you know, 70 to 75 miles an hour. No aggressive driving in terms of, you know, braking suddenly and then accelerating suddenly. I actually try to get the best miles per gallon that I possibly get every single time we took a road trip in this car. With that being said, we averaged 18.7 miles for the whole 25,000 miles that we've had this car, which to us is not really that good. Before this car, we had a 2019 Forester Sport that averaged 29 miles per gallon for us. So to lose 10 miles per gallon, this is still a 4-cylinder car. We know it's got turbos that probably eat away at that gas mileage. You know, this one does come at 9.5 inches versus 8.7 inches of ground clearance from the factory, so that probably has something to do with it. But to us, the all-terrain tires that come in this car, I think, are more highway oriented. But again, it was just kind of disappointing because at 19 miles per gallon, you can get a 4Runner that averages 15 to 18 miles per gallon, but a 4Runner is way more capable than this car. So to us, the MPGs was kind of disappointing, and we wished it was a little better. Again, I tried to hypermile this car. I try to drive as efficient as possible, but in our opinion, it just didn't get that good MPGs for us. We want it to be just a little better. You know, it's a 4-cylinder, you know, get us at least 20 miles per gallon. I know some V6s that average more than 18, 19 miles per gallon. Now, number 4 on this list would be the obstacle avoidance system. Now, this is supposed to be a safety feature in this car, and we do love the obstacle avoidance system, but we just hate how glitchy it is sometimes. I've had this car stop on me in the middle of the highway with no one around me, and it just applied the brakes so hard, it just scared the living crap out of me, first of all. Now, while making a turn, this car stopped because it detected the parked car and thought I was gonna hit it. To us, it's just a little glitchy. Maybe it's too sensitive. The obstacle avoidance system is supposed to help reduce the risk of injury in a crash. And just applying a little bit of the brakes actually reduces the blow of the crash by a lot. So in terms of, you know, we do appreciate having the obstacle avoidance. I just think that it's a little glitchy at times. to where, yeah, it stops for you for no reason. It stopped for me when no one was around me. It stopped at a parked car thinking I was gonna hit it, and I definitely wasn't. Again, our opinion. We do love that it's a safety feature, and most cars should have the obstacle avoidance system. Maybe this one just needs a software update or some tweaking, and it'll work great. Now, the last thing on our list that we absolutely hate about this car is the auto start stop function. We personally hate the auto start stop function in any car, but this car in particular, we really hate it. That's because they don't give you the option to turn it off permanently. Every time you start the car, you have to turn it off manually. Maybe it could be fixed with a software update. It's really not a big deal, but like I said, we just absolutely hate the auto start stop function. That's just something we hate in all the cars that we've owned. Just give us the option to turn it off permanently and it'll fix it. Now, the things that you guys have heard that we hate about this car is just me nitpicking at things. Again, this is my own personal opinion. This is my own personal experience that I've had while having this car for the last 25,000 miles. But believe it or not, guys, we actually really love this car. Like a lot. So if you guys want to see the things that we absolutely love about our Subaru Outback Wilderness, I will leave a link of that video right here. And if you guys want to see us attempt to take this bone stock Subaru on a 4x4 trail, I will leave a link of that video right here. And as always, stay safe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.